So we have a quorum.
Yeah, so we can.
So I think,
Is it 4? Is it already?
yeah, so I think we will,
No, I know for quorum's 4. Is it 4 p.m.?
oh, yeah,
Let's go ahead and,
yeah, so
No, we need a clock.
maybe parking is a problem. Don't know. Okay, I'm going to call the November meeting of the HPC to order. And the first item on our agenda is the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Opposed? No. So, welcome. I didn't welcome everybody in our audience. We're glad you're here. I encourage you to read the statement at the bottom of the agenda, and that tells you in a nutshell what we're all about. The first item of new business is the request of Rosanna Morgan to construct a gazebo at 1411 Madison Street. Are you Ms. Morgan? Okay, if you will come to the table right there and tell us your name and address, and then the nature of your request.
Yes, Rosanna Morgan, 1411 Madison Street, Lynchburg.
Mhm.
And yes, we'd like to construct a gazebo in the backyard.
Okay.
Is it in the little dog leg? It sticks down?
Yes,
Back in that back?
it's very strange. I guess at the beginning, we had a bigger yard originally, but at some point long ago, it was partitioned off.
Yeah. It's interesting.
That's
It's
the
an interesting
roofing. Yeah.
Layout.
Yeah.
Are there questions or?
Well, I would have it, 5 foot off the back line. We don't have a bin today. That's okay zoning wise? Okay.
And I had I contacted all the, like electrical, gas, water and everything, and made sure that there's nothing in the way.
I visited, and if anyone's worried about, you can barely see it from the street, and it looks fantastic. This doesn't show all the wonderful work that they have done to this backyard. So reclaiming a lot of bricks from the neighborhood. So I hearty approval from me when we vote on this, so.
We moved here from Texas a year and a half ago, and primarily because we wanted a historical home, and we love the neighborhood. And so now in the backyard, we have vegetable gardens, herb gardens, and a formal parterre garden. And we've done all the work ourselves, and Ed's collected antique bricks from neighbors who donated them to us that were just piles, and now we have brick walkways and everything, so. Yeah.
Really, truly beautiful.
Okay, is there a motion?
Move to approve as submitted. I would
Okay.
second it.
All right. And-
There was only one change. It was going to be blue, and now it's going to be white. So that's
Okay.
the only difference.
Still same.
Yeah, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, you're good to
Thank you.
go.
Do
Thank
we
you very
get any
much.
written confirmation, or we don't need anything?
You will hear from Eve that it was approved.
Thanks, Eve. Appreciate it.
Okay, great. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you all very much.
That
Thanks for
was
your work in the
pretty
district.
painless.
Looks lovely.
Casey's gonna say the same thing.
Okay. The next item is the request of Greg Bentz of JG Investment Club LLC to replace windows, paint, and repair exterior elements at 808 Rivermont.
So I
Oh.
didn't hear directly from Greg, since he is submitting this through the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development. They said he would be here, but I don't see him, so if you want to discuss it now
Okay.
or at the end, in case
Shall
he
we-
shows up.
Shall we postpone it until the end? Yeah.
In case he's here, we can roll through the next one.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
Okay, the next request of Tony West of Across the Bridge LLC to do extensive work at 471 Rivermont Avenue and then at 479 Rivermont Avenue. So we'll just move from one to the other, Casey. Okay.
All right, my name is Casey Service. Architect for these projects. 471 Rivermont is in similar condition to all the other houses along Lower Rivermont that we've been discussing. So going through it, it's generally similar scope to previous houses, maintaining as much of the wood siding as we can on the front and sort of front sides. So there's a bay window or a bay on both sides. So we think we have enough wood siding to get to the bays. But as you see in the existing condition pictures, there's definitely like holes in the siding on the back. So we'll save as much from the back that we can to repair on the sides, and then we're proposing to put fiber cement lap siding to match the existing wood. Repairing all the windows and doors. The one change on this one in particular is on the back side. If you go to the next sheet, Eve, if you look at the top right, there's that lower gable. And inside that space, at the eaves of the gable, the walls are like 4.5 feet tall. So what we'd like to do is remove a chunk of the gable in the middle of the space and build a new sort of infill space, that gray triangle, to connect those two spaces. We'll set it back so that we can keep the gable line from the rear, but that will allow the ceiling height to those two spaces to connect, because right now you have to go out into the front room or the next room up into the stair hall and back to get between those two spaces. So it'll make the interior more functional. There are a couple windows on the back that are just missing. And we're not sure that we can get this diamond pattern sash, so we're asking that we can just do 1/1 on those two on the back side. There are some, if you look in the pictures, that are missing on the sides and front, but those sashes are in the house. And then all the roofing is sort of at the end of its lifespan, so we're asking for a new slate roof and new metal standing seam in the same locations that they are now. And
The infill piece?
Yeah.
Is that gonna be slate or metal or?
The roof would be metal there, because both roofs on either side are metal, so we'll just continue the metal there. And then this back porch, the roof and columns are actually in good shape, but the flooring, the decking surface itself is like not safe, so we need to rebuild that. And then there's a small little stair on the side, right to the left of the dumpster, that we're proposing a new landing and stairs coming down the side of the house. And then the color scheme is I think the last thing. Just trying to just work with some of the, different but consistent with the other color schemes that we've been using.
Deck and that new little stair in the deck, pickets and railings and everything?
Just wood.
To match existing?
I think to match, because there are pickets on the back deck now, so we'll match that for both the back and, there's nothing on the side now, but we'll match the back deck.
Maybe I have an old
I
picture. I
think-
zoomed
well-
in. I see rails, but no pickets.
Maybe I'm misremembering. Either way, it'll be it's high enough that it will have just a simple rectangular picket
And
and painted, yeah. Yep.
He mentioned the driveway.
No, I forgot so there's an existing driveway, similarly to previous ones where we'd like to reuse that and then pave a parking area in the back yard screened with vegetation from the neighbors and street per the guidelines.
And I think I've read it this way, the driveway is going to resemble the other ones that you've brought to us before.
Yes, similar to the last one where we'd like to replace the brick
Yep.
apron with concrete, and we'll retain the bricks to.
This is not,
Yeah.
this property, are you all doing the yellow?
Yes, yeah, I've already, there, I think are still people living in it, so we just sort of skipped over it, and we'll come back to that.
Yeah, because one of my wishes for Lynchburg is for that glorious house to not be all painted one color. Thank you. Because it was repainted sometime in the last decade, and they did the same thing. They just repainted it all, yeah.
We'll go with,
We'll get to that when we get to
similar,
that,
we'll get to
but
that,
yeah, yeah.
It'll be next year, but,
Painted lady.
Yeah.
yeah.
It all sounds like the right thing. I've never, these windows must be very unique. I don't know how common they were in Lynchburg, but,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first time
I've never seen them.
I've seen them.
And finally, contrasting the colors, you actually would notice them.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just, they just got washed away with all the white on white on white.
It's all about the white sash.
There you go.
Other questions or comments?
Did the backyard have to go through?
No, it's less
ENS?
than the 5,000 square feet. And we are ahead of the game here, so we haven't submitted permits or anything that would, so that'll get reviewed, but you guys are first on
Nice process.
working on it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I see no issues. I applaud the effort to make a motion to approve as submitted.
I'll second
Second, all right. All those in favor say aye.
it. Aye.
Opposed? All right, Casey. Moving on to 479.
So a lot of the same things, wood siding, front, there's enough to keep the wood on the front and the sides, but replace the rear with hardy panel. The foundation is brick, and there's a few areas on the rear elevation where they've just put thin metal pressed brick over what was a framed wall. Because I think at some point it probably was just a exposed foundation. So we're going to remove those brick metal panels and reframe those walls on the back side. There are, same with there's no slate on this one, it's all metal roof, but proposing to replace it with new standing seam. And then similar parking and driveway. It's existing drive with a new parking area to the rear. And then the two things that are slightly different on this one, we'd like to add a second door off of the front porch on the side wall. Eve, if you go to the front picture, I think that's probably so yeah, right there on the side, just the way the interior lays out, it just feels right to have a direct entrance to that apartment that's on that side, separate from the main door, which will access a apartment that's the wing on the left. And then on the back, and we're just proposing to paint that door to sort of match the siding so it goes away. in the shadows. And then on the back side, there were porches that in the top left, at some point, somebody built a really shoddy addition to enclose them. Like, you can still see the wood siding inside that room. So we'd like to tear down that addition, rebuild. Well, we're not sure exactly what the extent of the porches were, but rebuild porches in the same general area with a new stair for access to both upper levels. And then, of course, the color scheme, the paint color scheme on this one.
This one has some notable, where you got the color scheme on it. Because I watched the porch roof.
Yes.
It keeps bending further down, so I'm glad you're saving it in time before it collapses.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you can really.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
really
so
nice
I'm
detail.
assuming he's going to have to sort of, similar to, I think it was 455, where he sort of pulled the whole porch down and sort of rebuild it from scratch, but he'll pull all those.
Casey, all that detail will be salvaged and put back.
Yes, we've
That's
talked
awesome.
about it. The only thing that, like, the soffit and fascia trim is beyond, that'll all be new,
Yeah.
but everything below that we've discussed pulling it off. And
Is the front door, I was trying to look on the pictures, is it a single door?
it's actually two small double doors. Yeah.
You gonna keep those?
Yeah.
The picture on the front's just hard to tell. The one that you want to put beside it, though it's a single door, it's similar in style, or?
It's just just as simple a half light door as we can get to just try and sort of
I'm
blend it in.
just
so it
zooming in
doesn't-
on the other one, it looks like it's a half light.
Yeah.
two-ish.
Yes, it's as similar, but also just trying to sort of make it go away.
Right.
And we're reading those sashes are white also.
Those, I believe the color is not white, but it's different than a contrasting. Yeah, so I have the sashes and the gable vents are that dried edamame, and then the one right above it, baked cookie, is the actual trim color. So it's like a brown casing and trim, and then a tannish.
It's not called out. Yeah, I think with all the contrasting colors, the sashes being light,
Mhm.
like we talked about the last one, they pop so
Yep.
much that
Yep.
level of detail just gives a little depth, a lot of depth.
How often do you have people trying to wander into these houses to see what's going on? Because I want to be one of them, but I haven't tried it yet. So,
Good question.
no, it's the amount of work that had to be put in, and the amount of neglect that allowed these houses to be in the state they are right now
Yeah.
is really sad. So it's impressive, right? Trying to salvage as much wood, put on the front and the sides, and then you're going to run out. So that's
Mhm.
why you're asking for
Yes,
this in the
yes.
back. So. And you just see that's water that caused it. You can,
Yeah.
it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
You don't have to
No.
be an engineer or a contractor to
Yeah.
figure out what's caused a lot of this
Yeah.
neglect and rot. I'm good.
Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve as submitted, noting the sashes.
I mean, they are a separate color. They're just not white. Yeah. So if you,
Were they called out as a?
yeah, they're called out. So the
The khaki.
sashes and gable vents are that khaki
Okay.
color, and then the doors and window trim is right
Okay.
above that.
Cool.
Cookie as opposed to dry edamame.
Yes, exactly.
Approve as submitted.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you all very much, and enjoy your Thanksgiving.
You too. All
Working on
right.
those other two, Casey.
I'll work on it.
Okay, what shall we do about Mr. Benz?
Just we can proceed if the commission feels comfortable doing so.
Shall we
Yes.
move ahead?
I think so.
Okay.
So this application is part of the lead hazard reduction program through the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development. So they've submitted on behalf of the owner, Greg Bentz. It is similar work to 1306 Rivermont, which we approved a couple of months ago, I believe. So the major thing for the commission to consider is the work to the windows. They want to replace the 15 non-street facing windows with cellular PVC windows from legacy windows, and repair the 7 street facing windows. And then of course do other repair work as needed to exterior elements, and then repaint a number of things as well.
So the third line or bullet, I struggle with repair as needed. That's kind of just a blanket statement, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's mostly, you can see in kind work. I just normally I'd administratively approve that work, but I kept it together since they can't do one without the
Gotcha.
other. Yeah.
Okay.
I was reading the photos correctly. Some of the replacement windows are aluminum windows that were replacing the original ones anyway. I mean, so we're talking about, if we go close-up, so there's another one that's close-up with some of these windows. Yeah, are those already aluminum windows that were put into those wooden casings?
Possible. Mhm.
Might
And-
be just an aluminum storm you're seeing.
Yeah, so it already doesn't look particularly authentic. So,
It looks like aluminum
Yeah.
storm on top of the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this one is pretty much like the last one that we went through, and, you know, the PVC was new and we've approved. Is there a color scheme? I'm sorry, did I miss that?
I don't think they are.
I don't think they included that.
So I think we would need to see that.
Yeah, they're gonna have to paint.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
For the house itself. So this, if you remember before Greg owned it, they did get approval for paint colors. And so that approval is still good. Let's see if I can find it.
That was a while ago. I remember that now.
So I think they're intending to move forward with that. If not, yeah, they'll have to
Yeah.
resubmit. That's what you're talking about, right? For the house, yeah. I think they were focused on removing all of the brick text or whatever, the,
Oh, yeah.
because remember it was enclosed.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah, and they've never painted the fence. The fence is in
It
place.
seems like it changed hands.
Yeah.
It does.
It did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The people that were, the couple that were here,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but they are not the tenants or owners anymore, because we approved that picket fence out front,
Yeah.
but it's never been painted, and elements on the porch as well.
So maybe it was more.
He's been here twice before, today.
Yeah, paint.
Okay, well, if we've approved that, that's good. Okay.
So yeah, so I guess it would be that color scheme.
Yeah. So I think with this COA being processed, remind them of the previous one and the color scheme and the fence,
Yes.
the total package.
They said anything about the roof? No. Just curious. Usually that's where you start.
Looks like it's painted metal, right? You see a little bit of the red.
Yeah.
They,
It looks like shingle in the back.
So the back,
Yeah, it looks like,
Oh, no,
oh,
that's red, that's old shingles.
yeah, so it's red metal below and the red shingles above.
right,
okay?
and asbestos, asphalt shingles, it looks like on another side.
Yeah, that right,
Brick, they haven't removed that part yet, but.
and those are those cool old fish scale shingles
Right.
up on the roof. If they're in good shape, they just need painting, they wouldn't even need to be replaced.
Oh, man, he came back.
Boy,
So with the same sequence that we saw on the previous one with the abatement, I'd move to approve as submitted, and with a note to remind about previous submittals of painting.
is there a second?
Sure.
Okay. Any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? All right.
Is that
So-
front porch something we approved, do you know? It doesn't look like something we would have approved, but maybe it was done before our time.
I think there was a combination of existing and patching,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
but again, it's supposed to all be painted,
Yeah.
at least, which will help.
which I think they're working towards, right? But yeah, I think we approved some intermediary work to kind of stabilize it, but, the rest of it was before my time, so I'm not sure how that happened.
It is very exciting. See any of this work done anywhere, of course, but to see so much happening in Rivermont is really thrilling. It's a major thoroughfare. Our whole town gets improved when these houses get improved, so.
That's not happened in mine, so. I guess.
So is there other business that anybody, I would like to report that I spoke with a small group of Daniels Hill people. Mike was there. I was surprised that they knew so little about what we do. It was shocking because
They must not have listened when I went to the meeting.
yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it was a small group, but it was a good group, I thought, and they seemed very interesting. And then my other question is about 713 Pearl Street. Do we know what's happening there?
Yep, so it has transferred to a new owner. We have issued the new owner a notice of violation, and Mr. Malacy has appealed the city council decision to circuit court. So we're got two things going on right
Okay, so who goes to court? The city council? We don't have to go to court. Okay.
No, it's past HBC's decision at this point, so now it's regarding council's decision, so.
I think we have one other case that's similar, but hasn't transferred hands yet. The property's still for sale. Do you know if any action is intended or being?
210 Harrison?
Yeah.
So, similar, they have a sale pending at this point, so, I did talk to Chris Carlson, and he intends on replacing the windows, after, I think at this point, after the property is transferred, so.
Good,
We
good.
should be, submitting a Seaway soon. Yep.
Okay, anything else from you, Eve?
If you have not already, please respond to my email about the lights. I think I got a response from some of you, but not all of you. And the other thing is the December meeting. At this point, we are tied for yeses and nos. I will reach out to Commissioner Alexander and see if he will be here. If that meeting is canceled, I will probably try to schedule a special meeting for the first week of January For those of you who will not be here in December, will you be back in January or?
We'll be back
Okay.
December 23rd, so,
Okay.
yeah.
I won't be back until like the 3rd of January.
Yeah, it'll be after it.
Okay,
It-
after
It'll
the
probably be
first
like-
full week after that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be back, yeah.
Do
So,
we have a docket stacking up?
We have, 2 definite items right now and a third possible. So I just don't want to make them wait all the way, because it's
Sure.
one of those meetings where it's the 4th Monday instead of the 3rd, so, that's kind of a long time.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we are adjourned.